Very good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, the 11th of June, 2025. We'll start as normal with the synoptic picture, looking first at yesterday midday. Uh, I think a reasonable day was had in the end once all that low cloud cleared, and it was associated with this cold front here that was tracking sort of towards the south. But I think a reasonable day was had in the end, made the most of the weather. Uh, Midnight last night, that front had moved, weakening now to the south with this warm front starting to appear, linked to this fairly significant low out in the Atlantic. We had high pressure centered nearby, and midday today, that high pressure still just sort of in the North Sea there. But we do have this weakening cold front that's made, beg your pardon, weakening warm front that's made its way up into our general area. So we can expect a little bit of influence from that, but not a huge amount. Later in the day, we should have a fairly typical high pressure day of reasonable amount of sun and fairly minimal cloud. Uh, Looking into tonight, sort of it dissipates with this cold front moving a little bit closer. And then tomorrow we're going to have the features of this cold front. So we'll see. There's nothing on the sort of mid-range forecast yet about that, but we'll see what impact that has on the rest of the week. So the sat pit for this morning, so we've just got this patch of low cloud, um, actually fog really, centered over the southern part of the UK. We're expecting that to hopefully burn off pretty quickly and start moving up, so we should be flying fairly soon this morning. There's no rain associated with any of that cloud, of course, and nothing really on the radar at the moment for the entire country. Looking at the Met Office forecast, little bits out to the south coast, but if we run that through, you can see there's not really anything. Southwestern tip of Ireland's going to get some fairly heavy showers, but nothing for us throughout the day and then into the evening. Odium TAF, then so they're giving us 120 at 5 knots. Initial at the moment visibility is 500 meters. They're fog broken at 100 feet. And then between hopefully by 10 o'clock it should be 10 kilometer visibility with no significant cloud or weather, a few at 1,000 feet. And then prop 30 between 10 and 12 local will be scattered at 2,000. So it should, again, by 10 or 11 o'clock, have cleared up quite nicely. Farnborough, on the other hand, a little bit less southerly to the wind, so that's 0907 knots. Visibility greater than 10, scattered 4,000 feet. And then between 8 and 10 local, 4,000 with a bit of mist, broken at 1,000, I beg your pardon, broken at 100 feet and becoming 50 at 10 knots. So going around a little bit more southeasterly in line with Odium and what we're expecting locally here. The spot winds to the south of us, 150 and 110, 15 knots. Up to the north, 160, 15, both 1,000 and 2,000 feet, and that goes all the way up really to 5. So again, expecting that southeasterly flow, fairly moderate, quite light on the ground. And we can see that using windy here, just watching the southeasterly flow across the airfield. We'll be operating runway 09 with this today. And looking at the local Met Office forecast, can see expecting around 10 knots southeasterly, possibly gusting up to around 20 later on, particularly as the mixing gets going, but fairly calm conditions. Visibility should be excellent, greater than 40 kilometers into the afternoon. And we've got quite a high UV warning today, so although it's pretty dingy out there at the moment, we're expecting a lot of sun today. Fairly warm temperatures up to about 21 degrees. So do make sure you hydrate and cover up for the sun. GFS telling much the same story, 21 degrees, so very warm, 26, 27 degrees down in the north of France, but a cool 21 for us at Lasham today, with a dew point of around 13. It's the webcam that was at 10 to 9. You can see the fairly low cloud just about make out the top of the trees, looking west towards 2XL. Just refresh that now. No real change to that. So we'll be hanging off initially, but do be ready to get everything out and get flying probably within the next hour, hour and a half. We're up to at the moment 13.7 degrees. We've got a dew point of 11.8. We just have to refresh the sky side. Look at the point forecast for Lasham. See, not any real sign of that low level fog on Scarside in the morning, but expecting sort of cumulus from about 10:30 when this burns off, and then cumulus in the initial part of the morning, then bluing out into the afternoon. Climbs up to not particularly high, maybe 3,000 feet. The QNH, maybe 2.5 locally on our QFE above Lasham, with strengths up to sort of 3.5 knots. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen, here's an excerpt from the potential flight distance. It's actually quite reasonable up towards the sort of Midlands, but in our area, there's not a huge amount going on today. But you never know. Thermal top winds again southeasterly, a little bit more easterly too, actually, than the other forecasters were suggesting, and up to 20 knots in the sort of strongest part of the day. Pressure starting off 1020, but steadily dropping off into the afternoon, and then we're going to be fairly probably about 1011 into overnight into tomorrow morning. Cloud distribution then, top meteo, we can see evidence of that big wodge of low cloud and sort of fog that we saw on the sat pic. Starting from 9 local, run that through hour by hour. You can see it's breaking up quite nicely by about 11 o'clock local, so that's about 1,000-foot cloud base. But then by midday, it's fine with a bit of cumulus and a bit of alticude as well. See it begins to blue out, and by sort of 3-4 o'clock, it'll be blue south of the Thames, leaving quite a nice afternoon and evening for the training operation today. No times then, nothing unusual. We've got 19, we've got Barton Stacey, as you can imagine. 22 is Delta 132 Ash Ranges, that's active today. Down 20, just below that, we've got the flare firing at Thursday. That's not until probably about 8 o'clock this evening, so it's only really going to affect the evening group, and they're not going to be in the way of that. Up at 23, on the other hand, that's devices. We've got paragliders. They're going to be, if anyone finds themselves out in that direction today, they're going to be from their surface to 3,100 feet above sea level. We'll move on now to the airfield briefing, starting with the Odium cross section, and we can see that low level broken sort of stratus and fog first thing this morning. We should have a base of about 1,000 feet come 10 o'clock, and then usable by that point. It was certainly usable by about 10:30, 11. We can imagine maybe 2,500 foot scattered queue, and then blowing out a little bit more into the afternoon. Reasonable visibility, very poor to begin with, about 500 meters, becoming initially 10 kilometers, then up to 30, and there is fog clearing up, probably about 10. Dollar bookings, so we have we've got 2 K21s for booked instruction today. There's 2 K13s for the BJ instructors course, and we have 2 K21s on the course flying. We've also got K21 assigned to the casual list and the K13 on trial lessons, and there is some limited single-seater availability throughout the day. We've got 4 on the casual list at the moment, and so we require an instructor to come and help with that if at all possible, please. And the simulator is available as normal. Just a reminder about the 2025 expedition, 3 weeks to Boyne this year during their wave season. So please be in touch with the office. It's a great site, great weather. It'll be a great week. And we've got different instructors running all 3 of them. Bring your own glider, deal with the D-side office that way, or come and fly the club kit. Movements, we've got, I'm just waiting for final confirmation on the time, but we've got a Beach 200 at 6 o'clock this evening. That's local time and it's departing. Fortunately, it's going to need the full runway, so I will liaise with the evening team as to how we deal with that. So in summary, we've got a weak warm front with a southeasterly breeze throughout the day. We've got low cloud, should be burning off by mid-morning. We'll be operating runway 09 today. Cables to the grass south will be air returning from the north of the launch point. And please be ready when the cable or tug arrives. As previously mentioned, we've got a BJ instructors course running this week, and they will be given priority launching as and when they require it. And as always, please do not land or taxi across the disused runways shown here in red. And we'll finish off there with the airfield setup. Winching on the grass to the south from 09, air returning on the hard. Any appetite for a grid would be in the usual place, top left corner by the peritrack. That's all from me today. So we'll hopefully get this weather clearing very soon. We'll see you out there shortly. Have a good time and we'll keep it safe. Thank you very much.